Hi guys, how we doing? Happy Tuesday to you on this rather damp and miserable and rainy day. It doesn't seem to want to do anything sunshiny, does it at all? Recently, but it's English summer. What are we expecting? I'm really looking forward to today. I'm not expecting lots of people because Tuesday is usually a bit of a quieter one. Plus, we've only got the free draw, but I have got some friends with me today, so I'm looking forward to this one. I'll just say that. Tonight, we are sponsored by The Strangest Mix. The Strangest Mix. So, Balvenie 21 Portwood, which I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's all right. It's all right. It's uninspiring for me, if I'm honest, mainly because it's 40%, which I don't think is really that exciting anymore, certainly when you get to that age. And also, there are better 21-year-olds out there, if I'm completely honest. And I'm usually a big fan of Balvenie, so sorry about that, guys, if that's disappointed any of you. But then I've got this to go with it, which none of you would ever have guessed, which is a Brewdog one I found, Tony's Hopalonely, and it is white chocolate and raspberry milkshake IPA. How random is that? White chocolate and raspberry milkshake IPA with Balvenie 21 Portwood. But no one could have put those two together. Right, and actually, if you wonder why I'm drinking this, if I find it uninspiring, it's not awful. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad, but when you've got to do a lot of talking, 40% is actually easier than like last time I had 50%, and time before when I did it once when I had the Springbank 12 cast strength, and it's like nearly 60%. Trying to talk when you're drinking that stuff is just craziness. It's just not a very good idea. Let's have a look at the comments. That Sue's here, and then we'll get on with the fun. Amir's here. Evening. Michael Kenny's here. Good evening, everyone. Evening all from Andrew Mitchell. Simon Skinner. Good evening. Good luck to everyone. Nice to see Michael Kenny. Michael Kenny got your first win, which might be there already, Michael. You have to tell me if it's turned up or not. I think it was due for today. I think it was due for Tuesday. Yeah, it went out yesterday. Evening, everyone from Carl Duke. Our do to Adrian. Evening all. Lovely day here. That is one original combo. I know. I mean, maybe you can call it a Rob going forward. I don't suppose anyone's going to follow it. But, these things happen. So, yeah, white chocolate and raspberry milkshake IPA with Balvenie 21 Portwood. We feel a bit bad, actually, because some people were going, do you know, I'd love to try the Balvenie 21. I'm not saying it's bad. Michael Kenny. Yes, it's here. Thank you. Brilliant. I'm glad to know that it's there. If you could send me a picture, that'd be even better with you holding it so I can stick it on the website. But yes, I'm very glad it's there. And Adrian Bain, Parliament's arrived. Thank you very much. We'll crack it open at the weekend, probably. It is good. Funny enough, we had Jamie received his, and we had a long discussion about when you should open it and when you shouldn't open it. Me, I might open it the second you get it, just because life's too short to go run over by a bus tomorrow. Someone might rob that combo and claim it as own. First time on, quite jealous already. Stephen, nice to meet you. Glad to have you here. Yeah, this is actually quite quiet. I mean, we've got 23 people watching now. We've done over 100 before, but Tuesdays are always quieter because, well, they're quieter more today because it's only the free draw. Generally, we'll have other draws, and that attracts more people to watching. So, for the uninitiated, I have a list of banners that come up, and I put them up so I don't forget things, okay? And the first one is some show-stopping whiskey. Now, as you all know, or the experienced people know, I don't have a premises license for my house, which means I can't hold the whiskey here or show you the whiskey here, because then I'd have to send it, and then I'd have to have a premises license. So it's held in a licensed premises with the distributor ready to go. But what I do sometimes, if I'm really lucky, I can track down the bottles from a certain friend of mine who has too much whiskey, quite frankly, if you ask me. And tonight I've managed to get a few that I think will stand out. So For those people who don't know, there is a competition on the website at the moment for a Redbreast 27, which is the oldest core Redbreast that you can get. In fact, even the dream cask and things that come out really rarely, I don't think, are over 27. They might be younger, I think, and they're just single cask ones. So it's probably one of the oldest you can get. And I have the bottle of it here. So this is what a Redbreast 27 looks like. I can't show you the colour because it's not opaque. I know this might sound strange, and I don't think you can see it there because it will just glare against the bottle. It's red. It's like a see-through red colour. It's like if you remember like marbles, that's kind of what it looks like. But it looks a bit like I don't know. It's exactly that colour, just see-through, very reddy pink glass. Redbreast 21 single pot still, 500 quid. I can't remember. But that competition finishes tomorrow, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to get one on here so you can see it. Finishes tomorrow, and if I can just check, so I don't make it up, but there are 25 tickets remaining. 25 tickets remaining, and it finishes tomorrow at midnight. So we're going to draw it on Sunday. If the tickets don't sell, we're still drawing it. But I wanted to let you see. Sorry, late on parade by Malk. Hi, Mark. Sorry, I got completely lost because I could hear a conversation going on. Didn't realise the time. That's all right, mate. It's good to have you here. We're just saying I've got some good stuff to show you. That's all. So Redbreast 27, pot still. So that's a competition that's finishing tomorrow. Many of you will have seen these, but I'm going to show you anyway because there's some people, for example, Stephen Sands, who's new. Another competition that finished tomorrow is the Glenfiddich Grand Series. So there are 4 bottles there. The first is the Glenfiddich Grand Reservoir, which is a rumshed Glenfiddich, which is 21 years old. Third prize, was it? Yeah, third prize is the Glenfiddich Grand Cru. If I can open it. You notice I always keep them tipped back in case it spills out because these are actually mine. Glenfiddich Grand Cru, and this is 23-year-old in cuvee finishes. So this is like a bit like the ice wine ones they did. So that's the Glenfiddich Grand Cru. Then in second place, you have the China and Taiwan exclusive, which is the Glenfiddich Grand Cortez 22 years old, finished off in sherry casks. There you are. Very, very nice. And finally, the Glenfiddich Grand Couronne, Grand Crown, it means. And they are a very flashy one. Really, really cool. And those are finished in brandy, or cognac, I think. Yeah, cognac cask finished. So that's very cool. Sorry, I'm just going to catch up in the comments now. It's a beautiful bottle, very interested to win it. That's the Redbreast, I'm guessing. Emailed you a suitable craft beer suggestion just for you. Okay. Malcolm's been glossing doors all over the house. Joan, it'd be amazing to win such vintage, fantastic vintage whiskey, indeed. And Jamie's here. Jamie, who recently won the Glenfiddich 21. So there's one other thing to show you, which I managed to get from a friend, and I didn't think I would ever do this. But I'm really interested to see these myself. So there's another competition that finishes tomorrow. No, in 4 days' time, sorry. And that's for these Ardbeg Treban, 19 years old, which is an old Ardbeg. Most of my Ardbegs are young. You get the occasional 25, you get the 22, and you get the 19. But other than that, you don't get them. This is batch number 1. And interestingly, really interesting, considering most people who know Ardbeg, it's smoky pineapple, chili chocolate, and aromatic wood smoke, which is very different to the standard flavor profile of Ardbeg. And batch 2. So these are the 2 that you'll win if you manage to win the competition. So that finishes in 4 days. So again, I'm going to draw it on Sunday. And this one says fresh lime, roasted tea leaves, and smoked pineapple. Those are different ones. So these are all competition prizes that are going to be drawn on Sunday, including for those people who didn't realise, one last thing. I've reduced the cost on the 3 competitions as a bit of an incentive, and anybody who buys a ticket between now and Sunday also gets entered into a free draw for a bottle of the Ardbeg 8 for discussion, which is the recent released committee release, and I know that because this is mine. So you can get your hands off this one, but it doesn't mean I can show you what it looks like. So that's going to be a free additional one there. So lots and lots of stuff going on. Right, let me catch up on where we're at. Same here, Adrian. I'm going to hold on to mine for a while. We're the oldest, most expensive I've ever drunk, so I'm going to wait a while before opening it. Good choice, Jamie. And it'd be interesting to know, one of the things that's banded around is you should leave it for a minute in the glass for every year it spends in the cask. So that Glendronach 21, so you should pour it and leave it for 21 minutes before you drink it. I will be intrigued to see if you do, and I'll be really intrigued to find those people who buy 50-year-old whiskey, whether they leave it for nearly an hour before they drink it. I believe they probably don't. But hey. So there you are. That's all the stuff I managed to get hold of, so you can see the competition prizes that are finishing shortly. Next, tonight's competition, and this is awesome. This is one of my favourite ones we've had so far, and we've had some really cool stuff recently. Best whiskey in the world. We had that hinge that came with the bottle of wine that actually came from the barrel that the hinge was aged in. Some really cool stuff. But tonight's one is awesome. Goes live at 9 o'clock, closes at 9:30, so it's only open for half an hour. And if we sell out or we don't sell out, we draw the winner tonight. So someone's winning it this evening. And this is for a Berwick Laddie, 16-year-old, which on its own sounds so. It's finished in red wine casks. Doesn't sound that interesting, does it? Well, it sounds nice, but it doesn't sound interesting. But then you have to find out what the red wine casks are. So for the people who are uninitiated in the world of wine, there are different stratas of wine, Grand Cru being the highest, and even for vineyards that are Grand Cru, they can have a second tier and a third tier, but the very top is Grand Cru. And in France, there are 4 main Grand Cru, which are called First Growth, and there's one, effectively a dessert wine, that gets tagged in there as well. And they are the creme de la creme. They are the top of the range, and they are ones that some people have heard of, even if they don't drink wine. Things like Mouton, Rothschild. Rothschild's quite well known. Margaux, Chateau Latour, Decem is the Chateau Decem is the sweet one, and then Hope Brion is the other one. And Berwick Laddie did a really good idea. They decided to take their 16-year-old whiskey and finish it in the barrels from these top of the range wine producers. And we managed to get one which is finished in the Chateau Latour barrels. Now, Chateau Latour for me is a bit of a what would you call it, bucket list wine, but depending on the year you buy, it goes anywhere between £500 and £2,000 a bottle, and I've yet to find the chance to justify that. And it's difficult, isn't it, with whiskey, because of course if you buy whiskey you can open it and then you can leave it and then have some in 3 months time or 6 months time. So you buy wine, you're saying, right, I'm consuming this in the next couple of days. So tonight's competition prize is a Berwick Laddie 16. It is finished in Chateau Latour barrels, which is First Growth, the best wine you can get. And I, for one, would love to try it, if I'm completely honest. In fact, if I can find another one, I might give it a go. As always, really, really restricted number of tickets. We've moved to 65 from 60 just because so many people wanted to buy it. But so there's 65 tickets, that's it. Once they're sold, or if they're not sold, it's getting drawn tonight after half an hour. So that's our prize tonight, and I think it's awesome, quite frankly. So there we are. We've had all this wonderful stuff. We've had the weirdest concoction of beer and whiskey. And we've got one hell of a Tuesday 60 for us. Laura Brown is here. Hi, Laura. Laura has won numerous times. And actually, she's one of the few people that I really like because she actually lives on Islay herself. So her address is Lefroig. How cool is that? And Angela Dawson's here. Good luck, everyone. So the only thing I have left to do, that because we've got 15 minutes before that competition goes live, what I will do before I forget is I will just share the link to that competition in case anyone would like to be prepared or have a closer look at the competition. Remember, there's only 65 tickets. So let me just share that link. So there are. It's appeared on Facebook, it's appeared on YouTube, so they're both there. Right, so all we've got left to do now is draw the free prize, and that comes out every week. If you spend £5 or more during the week, you'll be in the next Tuesday's draw. This time it's for an 18-year-old. Make sure you're logged in beforehand. Yeah, so the reason Jamie says that is because sometimes it goes a bit bananas. The record is a sellout in 2 minutes. And in fact, actually, I don't think we could have beaten that because by the time it's gone off to do the payment processor and come back, I don't think you can get short in 2 minutes. Sometimes it takes longer. It all depends on the appetite for the one. But yeah, sometimes it goes a bit crazy. So Jamie's right. Make sure you're logged in because that'll just be an extra delay in the process. And you are here too, blown away and arranging vertical Glendronach tasting soon. Thanks, Whisky. So Brendan also won a bottle of Glendronach 21 shortly. And I'm hoping he will supply me with a photograph too so I can add it to the website. So tonight's prize, 18-year-old. That's not bad for a freebie, is it? 18-year-old Glenrothes. Really, really nice whiskey. We've never done a Glenrothes that old as a freebie. So it's there. We'll draw it now, and basically this is just an extra giveaway that we give in. So if you buy £5, if you buy one of those tickets to the Glenfiddich, for example, or one of the ones for the Redbreast, or even one for the or any of those, you'll get entered into it for next week. So why would you possibly not want to? So let's go and draw it, and we're going to go to, for those people who don't know, this is random.org, the third party draw provider that we use. Let me get rid of my banner. We don't need tonight's competition going on. We need free Glenrothes draw. See, I know what I'm doing. And let's go full screen so you can see it better. So this is our random draw solution. It's done by a third party, so it's completely outside of our hands. And as you can see, we've done 206 draws already and had over 350 prizes. So we're going pretty well. In fact, I think we're just a shade off of £60,000 in whiskey prizes so far, which is pretty impressive. So, free Glenrothes. Just put WG at the front. And the reason WG is put at the front is because, for those people who don't know, we also have another website called Cooking Giveaway, which has all sorts of stuff, including a brand new competition to have dinner at the Ivy. So that gets put CG at the front, and this one has WG put at the front. And it is the 3rd of the 8th, 2021. List of identifiers going to the form, proceed, paste it into the form. Right, let me just grab the list. Now, the uninitiated might look at this and go, what on earth are those? Those are the usernames that people have on the system. And the only reason that is because there's no windy, wet mud. That's quite a good one. It's because not everyone wants to have their name broadcast, especially if they don't win. So we use the usernames, which can be someone's name, as you can tell. But that's some way of keeping anonymity if you don't want it broadcast that you entered the competition, for example. There are 560 tickets. And as you can see, there's different amounts. That person had 2, that person had 11. And it depends on, you basically get 1 ticket for every £5 you spend. Proceed. Entrance accessible, which means you can check in the future to make sure you are included in the draw by entering your username. Proceed. 1 winner. Right, let's come back to me and just catch up on the comments before we draw the winner. Hopefully you'll be horizontal by the end of it, Brendan. So the vertical tasting, yes. Mount needs to get some photos on. There's also a spelling mistake on the Brewick Laddie 16. Prize for anyone that can spot it. Oh, now I see that. I'm not even going to look. I could be there all day looking. I'm not going to go and look either way. Good luck, everyone. Travis Britton, I have tickets and some draws, but I've forgotten which ones. If you log into your account, go to your account and go to your orders. You'll just be able to see which ones you've entered there. And obviously the most recent ones are the more recent ones you've done. Fingers crossed from Gary. Or someone else's name, as I found out last draw. Yes. Some people have done that before where they've used other people's names as their usernames, including mine. I'd once had to read out Rob Allen as the winner, but it wasn't Rob Allen. It was someone completely different. On the bottle, not the site. Now, that is quite interesting. Now, I'm going to have to... wouldn't make a great stream if I spent the time looking for that, but I will have a nose, see if I can find it once we've done this bit and things there. So good luck, everybody. Let's draw the winner. The winner of the free Glenrothes 18 this week is Lee McLeod. Who I haven't seen in the comments. Lee McLeod. However, Lee is on a bit of a purple patch, I believe. Just wait for someone to confirm that they've seen it. There we are. Carl Duke. Carlbot is there. And the reason you might wonder why I wait is because there's a 10-second delay between when I speak and Facebook gives it to you. Make sure I don't say anything too contentious. But Lee's been with us since November last year, so he's an old standing customer. Lots of congrats, lots of well dones. So that's really good for you, Lee. Well done, buddy. Aren't you doing well at the moment? Ban Lee by Lee McLeod. There we are. Ban Lee. From yourself. I don't think that's what you really want, is it, Lee? It's up to you, buddy. But he's here. There you are. So congratulations, Lee. Well done, buddy. I know, Mal, but then sometimes I like to just pronounce it incorrectly. Just, more than anything, to make you try and make me pronounce it correctly. It's a bit like when I say Ardna Merchant, just to see if I can get some people to scream at me for pronouncing it incorrectly. His wife has accessed his Facebook. Wow. That's it. Cheers. Oh, you're very welcome, Lee. And actually, one of my favourite stories today, for those people who don't know, we've had one person who's been quite successful recently, a guy who goes under the username Pope Will Bain, and that's a way of incorporating 3 different winners' usernames into one. So I thought it was funny, if I'm honest, when to send it to him, his prize, and to put the address to Pope Will Bain. Unfortunately, it backfired because his other half said to the postee, "Sorry, that person doesn't live here," and she refused it. So then we had to try and get it back. His wife says, "Cheers, all Brooke laddie, haha." For those people who don't know, you can get phonetic spellings of whiskey from Malk as a free benefit of watching Whisky Giveaway. There you are. No, thank you. I say Brooke laddie. Yes, ha ha ha. I know. It was quite a nightmare this morning. Although I will point out, and I don't think he's on here, but I did send Will's winning bottle of E.H. Taylor bourbon to Pope Will Bain, brackets, only kidding. And that got sent to the post office, so now he's got to turn up with ID and prove that it's his. So we'll see if that works out as well. Could be a disastrous attempt at being humorous. So 6 minutes left until the competition goes live. I'm going to leave you guys to it. Thanks very much for tuning in. As soon as the tickets are sold out, I'll be back on again. If they don't sell out, I'll be back on again at 9:30 and we'll draw the winner regardless. You all know the draw by now, apart from the people who are new. So get in there, grab a ticket. You can have a maximum of 3 each. It is awesome. And what can I say? I'm jealous to whoever wins this. I will catch up with you soon. Thanks, guys.